let's program the quadratic formula for your calculator. This is probably the program I use most frequently. So we're going to start off program, go to new, and we're just going to call it quad. Now we are going to show what format we want these the problem in before you can put it into the calculator. So we're going to display quotation marks is going to be what shows up on the screen, and we want to display we want it in this form. Oops, ax squared plus bx plus c. Now to get the equal sign, it's under test. So I hit second and the math button, and I get those symbols equals 0. And that's what we want it to look like. So now we're going to actually ask the user for A, B, and C. So program prompt A. Oops. Okay. There we go. If I got kicked out, I could also go all the way out to the main menu, come back in, and reselect quad to edit the program instead of creating it. But I want to prompt for A, prompt for B, and prompt for C. Okay. Now, with the quadratic formula, the part that goes under the radical is called the discriminant, and it's important because it tells us how many solutions we have. So if the discriminant is negative, we don't have any real solutions. So let's actually build that into our program. So we're going to calculate the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4 times a times c, and I'm going to store this to D for discriminant. And now we're actually going to do a pretty fancy programming language with doing an if statement. So we're going to do if the discriminant, so D, is less than, so I have to do that test again. If it's less than 0, and then right afterwards we're going to tell it what we want to show on the screen. So we're going to display no real answers. And I can't spell. No real answers. Now, if, and I could do an else, but this is the way I wrote it the first time, so we'll go with this. So if the discriminant, again, we're going to do the math, is greater than or equal to 0, then we'll actually calculate the answers. So we're going to do the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus the discriminant. So we're going to have to take the square root of d. And another parenthesis. And then we want to divide that by 2a. And 2a needs to be in parentheses, otherwise you'll get the wrong answer. And I'm going to set that equal to s. I'm going to do the same exact program, but now instead of plus the discriminant, it'll be minus the square root of d divided by 2a. And I'm going to store that to a different variable, so we'll just say t. Negative b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Perfect. And now we are going to display x equals, and then just show the values. So display s and display t. All right, so now let's see if it works. So I have a test formula here. So I'm going to use x squared minus x minus 6. So my a is going to be 1, my b is -1, my c is -6, and I get 3 and -2. So that did it right. Let me just show you what happens if I put in something that wouldn't work. So let's do quadratic, and let's do 1, 1, 3. No real answers. I have this set into imaginary mode right now, a plus bi, so that's actually why it did give me the imaginary answer, but it is with the I, it's obviously not real. So there you go, the quadratic program. Use it wisely. And please check out our other videos for more programs for your calculator.